Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today I have a tutorial for you, but only on how to make the flower. If I've timed this right, the tutorial for how to make the bag will have already gone out, and this is the follow-up to how to make the creped filter flower. So I'm going to show you how to do it. It's very, very simple. There are lots of tutorials out there that make one that's all the same colour, but that sort of involves dipping your flower after you've made it into a solution of re-inker and water. But I wanted to make a dry version with just the edges coloured. So I'm going to show you now how to make it. And this is using our creped filter paper, and it comes in a pack. If I lift that so you can see, you get 4 of these rectangular sheets, which are half an A4, and then you get 8 of the circular sheets here, and basically you cut them while they're all together. They're thin, but they're strong. So holding all 4 together, I've got the largest scallop circle. It's the 2 3/8 of an inch. And like I say, you hold all of the sheets together. I wouldn't really do maybe more than 4 at a time. Make sure that you haven't ruffled around these little the scallopy bits there, and just punch them all. And that's, you know, like I say, how strong it is. But then you do tend to get a little bit tangled trying to get yourself out. So I will do that in a minute. You move that out of the way. And then you take your flowers and you separate them, and you have a scrap piece of cardstock that is the same shape, and you're using that really to hold these, because if you were trying to sponge these edges it would be flopping all over the place. So this is really, it's just to hold them in place. Now this one is Melon Mambo, but I'm going to use Real Red because that's the project that will have gone live a couple of days ago. Gosh, this is difficult trying to work ahead. It's like time travelling. Beat Doctor Who, couldn't I? So with my sponge and my Real Red ink, I'm holding the crepe filter scallop over my cardstock one and literally just sponge around the edges. And it's quite quick. So that's one done. You get your next one, line that up. I prefer to use the sponge for this because I can get a bigger area covered faster. And I find that with the daubers, they're better for small edging. If you just wanted to do maybe a fine line, they're great for that. But I wanted I wanted a bit more definition to the edge. That's 3, and then the 4th one. And definitely use the cardstock underneath, it really makes the difference. I am covered in ink still from when I actually made these originally. Right, so there's 4 there. I've got another 8 that I've already done because I'm organised, and you know what, sitting and watching me do 12 of these would be really quite boring. I've got my paper piercer. Let me move my needles out of it. And what you need to do is just randomly sort of layer them over, poke a hole in the middle, and then you need a brad that's got quite a wide head and a long length to it. So I'm using, these are the candy dot bases. I found that our little tiny, I can't find them now, are very little brads. The head was too small and they just kept falling through, so the candy dot ones are fine. It doesn't matter because actually we're not going to see it, but they've got a better length on the tail anyway. So push that through and split the legs apart. Move that out of the way. Move that out of the way and the pins before I cause myself an injury. And then you start pulling up the layers. So you take the first one, just scrumple it a bit. Take the next layer, scrumple that. And you just keep going over and over. And you don't need to push too hard. Sort of just every now and again do a bit of an extra squish. You could do this in all sorts of colours, you know, if maybe Wisteria Wonder was the base colour of your project, particularly on the afternoon picnic papers, you know, you just sponge the edges with that colour. Or maybe you wanted to go for blue or something, it doesn't really matter. It's all about, papercraft is all about making the project unique to you. And I think that's what I love most about working with paper, is that I can be a bit different. I've said it before that I had a purple Christmas one year, I had purple fairy lights and everything. But it, you know, by working with paper, is you make things fit you and what you like. So 2 more layers to go. Oops. And the last one, just poke it down. And then you just sort of fluff it all about then. And if it looks a little bit too symmetrical, yeah, that's okay. You come along and you fluff in a bit more. And in there, that's the brad that's in there. If you hold on to the base here and you just fluff it about, and like I say, the crepe filter paper it's thin and flimsy, but it's actually not flimsy, it's quite strong and tough. And you just fluff it up until you get the result you want. And as you can see, this one looks, whoops, it's shaped, the shape it has formed is similar, but not the same as this one. So all you do is you just keep pulling it about and manipulating it, and just until you're happy. You know, scrumple a lot, scrumple a little, it doesn't matter, you just keep playing with it until it sets up as you want it to. And like I say, there are versions where you would you know, dip it in the solution of water and you would make your flower, you would build it all up like this with the plain white, and then you would dip that into your liquid solution. So I will stop fiddling with this, and that is how I make crepe paper filter flowers. Thank you very much for watching, and if you haven't seen this project, hopefully if I've got it right, this was 2 days ago, so go back and have a look. And I have no idea what I've called it. I think I've called it gift bag tutorial, but it's there anyway. So thank you very much for watching, and I'd love to see some of your flowers. If you want to know how to get hold of anything, you know what to do. Email me, ring me if you're in the UK, Germany, France, Holland and Austria, and I hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.